Suspected U.S. airstrikes pounded the area around Yemen's Red Sea port city of Hodeidah on Tuesday night, killing at least 2 people and wounding 13 others, the Houthi rebels said. According to Associated Press, footage aired by the rebels' Al Masirah satellite news channel showed chaotic scenes of people carrying wounded to waiting ambulances and rescuers searching by the light of their mobile phones. The target appeared in the footage to be a home in a residential neighborhood, likely part of a wider decapitation campaign launched by the Trump administration to kill rebel leaders. The strikes hit around Hodeidah's Al-Hawak district, home to the city's airport, which the Iranian-backed rebels have used in the past to target shipping in the Red Sea. Other strikes targeted Yemen's mountainous Amran Governorate, north of the rebel-held capital of Sanaa. There, the Houthis described American strikes hitting telecommunication equipment. The U.S. Military Central Command, which oversees American military operations, did not immediately acknowledge the strikes. That follows a pattern for the command, which now has authorization from the Trump administration to conduct strikes at will in the campaign that began March 15. The American military also hasn't been providing any information on targets hit in the campaign. The White House has said over 200 strikes have been conducted so far. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, speaking in the Oval Office on Monday during a visit by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, warned that America was not going to relent in its campaign targeting the Houthis. The intense campaign of U.S. airstrikes targeting the rebels over their attacks on shipping in Mideast waters, related to the Israel-Hamas war, has killed at least 75 people, according to casualty figures released by the Houthis. An AP review has found the new U.S. operation against the Houthis under Trump appears more extensive than those under former President Joe Biden, as Washington moves from solely targeting launch sites to firing at ranking personnel and dropping bombs on cities. The new campaign of airstrikes started after the rebels threatened to begin targeting Israeli ships again over Israel blocking aid entering the Gaza Strip. The rebels have loosely defined what constitutes an Israeli ship, meaning many vessels could be targeted. The Houthis targeted more than 100 merchant vessels with missiles and drones, sinking 2 of them and killing 4 sailors from November 2023 until January of this year. They also launched attacks targeting American warships without success. The U.S. campaign shows no signs of stopping, as the Trump administration has linked its airstrikes on the Houthis to an effort to pressure Iran over its rapidly advancing nuclear program as well. The U.S. is deploying military forces around Iran. This was reported by the Newsweek publication, citing new satellite images. It is reported that the U.S. aircraft carrier USS Carl Vinson has entered the Indian Ocean. The ship's deployment is a significant step in bolstering the U.S. military presence in the region, with Washington likely to take a more aggressive approach in the coming days and weeks. It was noted that after completing the exercises in the Indo-Pacific region, the aircraft carrier in question will join the U.S. Central Command in the region to continue its efforts to promote regional stability, deter hostile actions, and protect the free flow of commerce. The U.S. military has carried out its largest offensive deployment to the Middle East since the Israel-Hamas war began in October 2023, according to a Haaretz analysis of open-source aviation data. In recent weeks, Washington has sent squadrons of fighter jets, stealth bombers and large quantities of weaponry to the region, amid its ongoing campaign in Yemen and ahead of the ultimatum issued by President Donald Trump to Iran over its nuclear program. Since the outbreak of Israel's war with Hamas and Hezbollah, the United States has deployed significant forces to the region and launched an airlift of weapons and equipment to Israel, particularly during the war's first weeks, and around the two major Iranian missile attacks on Israel last April and October. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has reinforced U.S. military capability in the Middle East with more warplanes, the Pentagon said recently, amid a more than two-week-old U.S. bombing campaign in Yemen and mounting tensions with Iran. There is already considerable firepower in the Middle East and the U.S. military will soon have 2 aircraft carriers in the region. Three people have been killed and 3 others have been injured in a shooting in Virginia Tuesday evening, according to law enforcement. According to Associated Press, at about 5:30 p.m., law enforcement received 911 calls about a shooting at a townhouse complex in Spotsylvania County, about 65 miles southwest of Washington, D.C., said Major Elizabeth Scott, spokesperson for the Spotsylvania Sheriff's Office. No arrests have been made. There's dozens upon dozens of officers out actively looking for suspects and preserving the crime scene, Scott said. The people injured in the mass shooting have been taken to hospitals. Their condition is unknown. No additional information about the victims was immediately available. Scott said they are urging the public to stay clear of the area.